Hey all, there's a post that I did this morning, but I haven't posted it yet. Um, but this one I think is kind of urgent that I needed to post it because something kind of happened, I guess. Um, and this is not for everybody. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to title this yet, so that people know that. But this is for people who know about the ministry that I got let go of and left, and this is more for confirmation for people who were involved in all of that, and for my family, and for everybody who needs to know this, because I'm feeling like this is something that needs to be said, because I think that that's what might be happening here. I'm not going back. I can tell you hands down that is not what's happening. What could happen is some healing. I don't know yet. I did a lot of things wrong, okay? And I am taking full responsibility for my slander, for my gossip, for me pulling people back in on that, and blowing up people's phones and text messages and getting you all wound up and all crazy in the madness again. I take responsibility for that part. But please understand, we weren't wrong in our discernment. I need to make that very clear. I think that that's what's happening. I think that people are freaking out going, oh my God, no. We weren't wrong, okay? But just like God's working in us, or God had to work in us, God is working in them, and God is doing something in them. I take responsibility for slandering a ministry and slandering God's child and God's purpose, and the things that I should not have done, and I should have just left it go. But we all know how deep I got into it, and that's a whole nother Oprah. But anyways, I really want to make it clear to you all that I'm not going back. And that, again, we may cross paths at some point, and maybe some words need to be exchanged, or maybe some healing needs to be done, or some communication needs to be, maybe there's some closing, but that's part of our healing. That doesn't mean that I'm back in. So my heart is pounding on this one, y'all. I need to make that very clear. And I think that's where I'm scaring some people. I think some people are going, oh my gosh, she's going to go back. Oh my gosh, we're going to go through this again. No, that's not my purpose. God has a whole different plan for me. And I don't know what that plan is. None of us know what that plan is. But I do know I'm not going back. And I just want to make that clear. And in person as much as I possibly can. Not through a text, not through a Facebook thing. I'm not going back. No matter what phone calls, no matter what text messages, no matter what, I know that. But I also know my discernment. And so when the time comes, God will give me the words that I need to say to help all of us. And I hope that becomes very clear to you all. Because there comes a new level and there becomes a new devil. And I don't know what that all means yet, but I know what I feel, and I know what I know. And sometimes some things have to come back around, because some truths need to be told. And someone has to be strong enough to do that in a loving way. And I don't know what that all leads to yet. Please understand that. But I know it has to lead to something, because there's no way it's not. We've all come way too far in our journey to think otherwise, because God's much, much bigger, isn't he? And he will use us as a vessel any way that he needs to, won't he? And there may be peeps, and there may be more than one. There may be a one-on-one. I don't quite know yet. I don't know yet what this all looks like. And maybe there's nothing. And maybe I'm totally talking out of my butt, but my whole point of this was to be clear that I am not going back. Going backwards is not God's purpose in this. So, been there, done that twice. That's not what this is. I know it. I feel it. It's the Holy Spirit is telling me that that's not what's happening. And that has been in my mind, which leads to tell me that's probably been in some other people's minds based on watching my journey. And looking back now, and I go, oh, I know why people are thinking this. No. I've not talked to them. I've gotten no text messages. I want to be clear on that. I have not even talked to my ex-husband. Ever. I went to Arizona. Did not see, talk, hear, nothing. So I want to make that very clear to everybody. I text something to him for my closure, and it was quick, and it was simple, and it was great, and boom, gone. So there's chapters in my life that are also closing. Understand that. Because that's part of my journey. That's part of my healing. And I have to look at ministries differently now. And I have to look at leadership spiritually differently. Because I don't have that right now. And I've got to figure out how to get to that point in my journey again of leadership. And figure out being a part of a ministry, being a part of a church. I don't go to a church, you all. And mainly because I haven't found one that I felt the Holy Spirit is actually there. And that I can learn and grow from. And again, I'm in a small town, so that kind of deciphers some things for me. You know what I mean? So, but I know that this journey cannot continue by myself. And I know that there has to be something more, and I have to be taught some things. And something else has to change, and something else has to shift, and something else has to happen differently now. I know you want eggs, Bubba. I know. Can you just wait? You're so impatient. Come here. So, come here. Come down. Down. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. So, I know that much about this. There's no way I can continue going any further on my own. Where God puts me, how God leads me, where this is going, no clue. I don't know who He's going to put in my life to help me, teach me, mentor me, grow me. I don't know. I'm just going to continue to watch sermons online until God does something else. So I really needed to make that clear. I want to make it also clear to everybody that I'm not holier than thou, and I don't think that I know everything to go forward. That's not how this works. I am not a genius. I am not smart in all of this. And so I too have ways that I've got to figure some stuff out. So I love y'all. Talk to you later.